Nyano!
Namaste everyone, welcome back to another warm episode of Nyano Kura brought to you by Nyano Diapers. र हामी फेरि पनि तयार छौं to dive into parenting. र आज मलाई join गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ someone who is a former Miss Nepal. She's a media personality. She's loved for her mindful presence, for the way she handles things, for the way she loves and lives, for her intelligence. So she's also my very best friend. र every time I speak to her about anything, म आफैलाई पनि कति धेरै कुराहरू सिक्ने मौका मिलेको जस्तो feel हुन्छ किनभने her approach towards things, the way she handles things, or her understanding, I feel अलिकति different छ and everybody gets to learn something any and every time she shares an experience. So without any further ado, please put your hands together and welcome Miss Zenisha Moktan. Hi!
Hello. I was waiting for a khata introduction ke side.
How are you, Dan?
I am good. Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Am I the only guest who's repeated?
No. There are other guests also.
Then why are you like, welcome back?
No, but सबैलाई welcome back त भन्नु पर्यो नि त second
All right. Yeah, happy
But
to
the
be back.
first time you were here, Dravi थिएन. It was only
No, Dravi थियो. It was just after Dravi.
Dravi was just born.
Just
I think,
born, I think,
because
a
it was
couple
2
of
years
months
ago.
Oh.
Okay. So first, I want to talk about the mindful approach to motherhood that you have. Okay. तर त मैले 20 वर्ष भयो नि त चिनेको more than 20 years actually. And the Zenisha I knew त्यतिखेर and the kind of Zenisha that you are now is very different. Okay.
Okay.
The kind of choices that you make today is like you see, okay, like, oh, यस्तो गर्यो भने यस्तो हुन्छ. अनि conventional style भन्दा it's very different the way you have accepted and embraced motherhood and your styles, होइन? And you have this very grounded and composed energy right now. मैले देखेको, like if anything's not doing me good, I'm just going to block, delete you. You don't belong in my life. I'm not going to entertain you. I'm not going to go that side. So motherhoodमा पनि I've seen you very calm. हुन्छ नि जस्तो situation आइसकेपछि पनि. So यो shift कसरी आयो? Was it conscious? तिमीले पनि सिक्यो होला? Or did you always know you were going to be like this?
No. I never thought this was the parent I was going to become. I know. I think as a child, not as a parent, we were just absorbing. Okay? So a lot of things I am as a parent, I see are a reflection of how I was brought up in many ways. I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now as a mom.
Okay.
You know, so my parents were always very chill, very calm.
They still are.
Yeah, I mean, they're like loud and they're out there and, all of that. But when it came to us, they always blocked the noise. No matter who said what about us, it was kids first. We've always respected, in the sense of valued, our opinions mattered. We were allowed to have a say. We were allowed to make decisions. So things like that. And now as a mom, when I do that, apparently it's different. But to me, I think it comes naturally. It's not something that I had to consciously learn. But yeah, it's just something I grew up with. So it was there.
It was always there.
It was
Obviously
always
practice गर्न थाल्यो. तर I think धेरैजनाले सोच्छ है तिमीलाई यो कुरा कि your approach is different. So
एकदमै.
why do you think they think it's different? Because the way you're doing it मा चाहिँ मान्छेले
Exactly.
यो त नयाँ स्टाइल रहेछ भन्छ नि त मान्छेहरूले. So does that mean people were doing it wrong all along?
No. I don't think people were doing it wrong per se. But about our upbringing, hammer time, the parents who were brought up in a certain way, they didn't see it. Okay? So when they didn't see it, it's difficult for them to implement it to their children. After like गर्नु अलिकति different हुँदाखेरि, and then they have to learn, and then they have to relearn, and then they have to unlearn so many things. So then they think like, oh, she's been doing this consciously. कसरी आयो गर्नु सजिलो भयो. तर मेरो केसमा चाहिँ, like I said, it just happened quite naturally. And not because my parents were ekdamai conscious about stuff like this होला. उहाँहरूलाई पनि I think they were so busy with life that they just didn't give a shit about anything else. They were like, these are the kids, let's just focus on them. So त्यो हिसाबले it just went on to be like that. So अब के भन्ने अब hidden privilege पायो भनौँ न
होइन. So तिम्रो लागि त अब again यसलाई म अर्कोमा जोडेँ. For you you became lucky के?
Yep.
Because तिमीले learn and unlearn गर्नु परेन. A lot of the things came naturally to you because like you said, you'd be like, oh, मलाई पनि यस्तो गरेको थियो. I think you got a lot of space from your parents about becoming who you wanted to be. हुन्छ नि, choosing your path. Your parents always being supportive and being there for everything. So त्यो automatically you're born like that, so you're going to pass that to your किड्स नि त होइन तर कति धेरै फ्यामिलीजमा त्यो हुँदैन नि
हुँदैन रहेछ, I realized.
स्टाइल अफ पेरेन्टिङ
हो।
अनि त्यो हामीले भन्छ नि सासूले मलाई पेल्यो अब म पनि तँलाई पेल्छु भन्ने मेन्टालिटी छ नि एउटा सासू बुहारीको पनि बिकज जे देख्यो त्यही नै पास अन गर्ने हो नि त पेरेन्टिङमा पनि सेम हो होइन सो वाट यु थिङ्क आर अ फ्यु थिङ्स जुन चाहिँ चेन्ज हुनै पर्छ क्या अब वाट आर फ्यु थिङ्स द्याट यु सी विच मेक्स यु अनकम्फर्टेबल अहिलेको स्टाइलको पेरेन्टिङमा वी जस्ट वान्ट द न्यू मम्स टु नो or for them to learn?
From the top of my head, I think the most important part is Phalana Dimkanale ke bhancha. You know, because the focus is so much on the outside, we try to quieten the noise in the inside. So हामीले के गर्दो रहेछौँ भने बाहिरको मान्छेलाई God knows who that बाहिरको मान्छे is, society, people, चाचा चाची मामा मामी whoever ले के भन्छ कस्तो सोच्छ भन्दा सोच्दा सोच्दै आफ्नो बच्चाहरूले के भनिरहेको छ त्यो चाहिँ हामीले सुन्नु बिर्सिँदो रहेछौँ कि सो वी डोन्ट लिसन inside, we listen outside. And it is this projection of having to be a good mother or to be a certain way or to get that validation or to get that praise. I feel like motherhood in itself is the most rewarding job. And the rewards don't come from the outside. कसैले मलाई तिमी कस्तो खतरा आमा हो भनेर मलाई के त्यसमा के पाउँछ त्यसमा के पनि छैन नि त but when my kids look at me, when my kids need me, when my kids feel supported, when my kids love me, it's already so rewarding ni ta. So I would rather channel my energy there just लाग्छ कि so number one is
त्यो
this
change हुन पर्यो
listen to your kids.
Yes,
they are smarter, they know better for themselves, especially I know for you also.
Yeah,
so I think listening to the kids is number one.
Can you give me some more?
के हुन्छ नै थाहा छैन मलाई त अरू okay maybe comparisons because I think because you know I live a public life sort of so people keep asking me तपाईको बच्चाको weight के हो height के हो कुन महिनामा बोल्यो कुन महिनामा हिँड्यो कति महिनामा के गर्यो you know stuff like this and then they say मेरो बच्चा त यस्तो छ मेरो बच्चा त यस्तो छ अथवा इभन मेरो सासू यस्तो छ इभन मेरो परिवार यस्तो छ मेरो बुढा यस्तो छ यस्तो खालको सपोर्ट गर्छ गर्दैन तपाईको यस्तो गर्छ you know all of these comparison again becomes noise. So then you look at other people's kids, other people's mother-in-law, father-in-law, other people's husbands and idolize that so much that you almost forget to be grateful for your own. Or forget to see the amazing things that your kids are doing. Or how your family is supporting you. It might be different, right? So then that is the second one, comparison.
Okay. So you live in a joint family, na? Right. You're third. Because you're the two generations raising their kids. I'm sure the way you're doing it, kati धेरै कुराहरु the way your mother-in-law did it सँग मिल्दैन होला. So त्यो clash कतिको आउँछ? Are there days when you both don't agree on certain things? And then how do you find balance in that?
Absolutely. I think there will always be ways, not just my mother-in-law, even my mother, you know, she keeps telling me, hey, खुब आएछ हाम्रो पालीमा त यस्तो हाम्रो पालीमा त त्यस्तो and I guess that's fine as long as I understand and they understand that the end goal is the same. Right? It comes from a space of love for the child. Like for instance, me and my mother-in-law really disagree on feeding the kid. जस्तो मलाई चाहिँ लाग्छ बच्चा आफै बसेर आफै खानुपर्छ जति खानु मन लाग्छ त्यति खाए पुग्छ अगाएपछि उठिहाल्छ गइहाल्छ you know and दुई गाँस बाँकी छ भने ठिकै छ नि त like it's okay right and my mother-in-law she likes to feed the kids right she no matter what I need the kids to eat fast तातो खाना खाओस् you know चिसो भइसकेर घिउ या सुकेर खाना किन खानु मेरो नाता नातिनीले तातो भात खाओस् तातो दाल खाओस् so she wants to feed them right which I really don't agree on so what I understand is that she's also not coming from a space of like मलाई बढी आउँछ तँलाई भन्दा यसरी खुवाउनै पर्छ बच्चालाई त्यस्तो हैन नि त it's more what I feel the kid needs is warm food and let me do that because I have the ability to do that is her thinking.
Her approach.
So my approach is that let the kids learn by themselves. Let them do it. It's okay. So I mean, and the balance is just sometimes she feeds them, sometimes they eat by themselves.
As long as they eat, that's the end goal.
As in like that, sometimes I really get triggered when I come into the dining room and then I see her feeding the kids. I'm like, oh my God, not again. I start rolling my eyes. Obviously, she's like, so I guess it's just, we try and balance it out.
And then you keep balancing it out. Okay, so you had a daughter first, Dia, right? Na? So दियालाई parent गर्दा गर्दा अब 5 years हुँदाखेरि is when you got pregnant with Ravi and now you
Yes,
have a
yes.
son and a daughter.
Yes.
अब अहिले यस्तो parenting styles हेर्दाखेरि do you think there were things you did differently with दिया अनि ए छोरा आइसकेपछि चाहिँ यस्तो हुँदो रहेछ भन्ने त्यो कुनै approachहरूमा change or just the way your kids react to the certain things you do मा change छोरा र छोरीको फरकहरू त्यस्तो केही छ? Could you share
I
anything
think
with
I
us?
was more uptight with Dia. I was more like everything had to happen at a certain time. Yo time ma khanu parcha, yo time ma sutnu parcha. I think mostly the mero strictness comes in sleep time and meal times. Nei त्यही हो म एकदमै अब you know कोही बेला घरमा पाहुना आएको छ अनि टाइममा बच्चाहरूलाई खाना दिएन भने म एकदम रिस उठ्छ कि I'm like पाहुना can eat later or that whatever can happen later. The kids need to eat on time. So I've been more flexible with myself. And then with the second child, not necessarily anything to do with girl, boy or anything, just I'm more relaxed. Like,
Do you think that's
on
because of
the-
experience पनि?
होला
You've done it one time around.
like even with Dia I was not that हुन्छ नि लड्ला यस्तो but अब छोरी भएर पनि हो कि I don't know, she was a little more delicate for me and Dravya is just like yeah, this guy will handle it, it's all right भन्ने होला. So I'm more relaxed obviously with the second
So,
one.
like you said, second, you said छोरा भएर छोरी भएर भन्दा पनि first and second को कुरा गर्नु
त्यो
नि त
पनि
हैन?
होला, अलिअलि छोरा छोरी पनि
Let
हुन
me now
सक्छ है।
consciously ask you,
Okay.
what differences do you actually see in raising a girl and in raising a boy? Top of your mind मा आउने difference के हो जस्तो लाग्छ? And not just now, भोलि पर्छ सम्म that you think it'll stay, okay?
I think the most important one is who I allowed carry my baby. So I was not comfortable with people carrying Dia. You know, I kept feeling like they might touch her, you know, inappropriately. Not unconsciously, hola, whatever. And I never liked her being passed around. I was very, very conscious. It helped that Dia also never liked being passed around. Or कसैले समाते के गरिहाल्थ्यो म त yes, फिर्ताले पुजा छिटो छिटो.
I come in
You know,
I love it.
So that was always the case.
Yeah.
With Dravi, I don't mind. You know, someone is picking him up and throwing him here. It's fine. You know, they'll put him up on their shoulder and like carry him around. That's fine. I'm completely okay with that. So that's the maybe the conscious girl boy thing.
Okay. What values do you hope that your daughter carries into adulthood? One, हैन? And one that you definitely hope your son also carries into adulthood.
I think both kids, I really hope that they learn to be humble, to mo bandina, but like grateful. I think they've been born into so much privilege. And I don't mean this just in terms of like money or whatever, you know, but they've had the privilege of having parents who are very involved, deeply care about them. Both sides, grandparents who are again very involved, want to spend time with them, share their stories and experiences with them, take them out, go on holidays, vacations. They've had the privilege of going to, you know, good educational institutions, which means they're exposed to a lot of kids from, you know, other good, great families, and they have extended families. They have everything that they want materially, emotionally, socially, you know, hopefully mentally. I think very conscious parents, at least, of course, my husband also, at least me, very, very consciously conscious, you know. So they've had a sorted upbringing, and I think they'll have these privileges for life. So I hope they are really grateful for that, and I hope they see it. And then whatever they do after that, I think anything that comes from a space of gratitude will always be good.
Yeah. Can you share one moment when you felt, oh my God, my child just taught me something? Is there a moment like that?
Interesting. I think, of course, the kids do teach you every now and then. It might not be like literally, but I think Dravya especially, my younger one, is so loving, like physically loving. And he taught me that my love language was actually physical touch. And I never knew this. And I never knew this because I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to be touched. Okay? Like normally, you know, मान्छेहरू आएर यसो हग गर्छ एकदमै फ्रेन्डली पल्टिनु खोज्छ मुहाहरू गर्छ मलाई मनै नपर्ने कि अनि कोही कोही बेला you know sometimes people like oh they've known you for so many years and they'll just like touch you here there like I'm just like dude get away from here even girls for that matter like I'm not someone who like to be touched
Touchy,
and my kid Dravya, he's like all over my face and all over my body and all of that. And I love it so much, the physical affection. And then I realized this about my husband and my friends also. People that actually love me, I love physical touch.
Only with them?
Yeah, only with them. That's why I'm so protective of it. That I don't share it with like, era gera. You know? So I think that's what he taught me.
He taught you a big thing.
Big thing about myself.
Ah, okay. So are you consciously teaching your son and your daughter any like stereotype breaking things? छ नि त कति हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा आर यु कन्सियसली ट्राइङ टु टिच देम कि होइन इट्स यसरी भनेको छ तर यस्तो हुनु पर्दैन टाइपको क्यान यु रिमेम्बर एनिथिङ
Consciously,
अर अनकन्सियसली पनि
unconsciously, I think just the way that I am is how they will learn or see or view the world, right? And I think they should hear all of these things, the stereotypes. I'm not a big believer of not just stereotypes, like even religion. Like, कतिपय cultural कुराहरू पनि, like, it really doesn't make sense to me. नि. But I think they should still learn it. They should still hear it. I want them to build brains of their own so that they can question it. Not because I said,
okay.
like if, like, let's say, अब केही कुरा नछुने हुँदैन, and I'm like, त्यस्तो होइन, कल्चरले चाहिँ भन्छ नछुने, but त्यस्तो हुँदैन, हामी चाहिँ यो त्यो. I don't want to be preachy about it. Let them hear.
And then let them decide.
Let them think about it. Let them ask questions. I'll give answers to the best of my abilities. People around will give their answers to the best. And then let them make their own minds about things. No? Even like anything, stereotypical thing, whether it's, feminism related, katipai kuraharu. I live the life that I do, or I make the decisions that I make based on the information that I have, the values that I hold, the opinions that I keep, the thoughts that I have, gained over the years. And I want them to have the same experience, and not just my thoughts sort of imposed on them.
So, पहिलाको जेनेरेसन्समा के kids, like even us पनि, there wasn't a lot of space for emotions, के, if you know what I mean, होइन? Emotions suppress गर्ने, झन् केटा मान्छे त देखाउने हुँदैन, केटी पनि अब रोयो भने you considered weak, you considered त्यो. So how important it is for you to teach emotional awareness to your kids? Do you practice it?
I think kids are actually born very emotionally intelligent, and हामीले चाहिँ over time त्यसलाई change गर्दै जाने हो नि त society, like the people who say you should not be crying, you should not. So I let them experience the emotions. When they cry, I don't like literally एकदम छिटो छिटो फगाइहाल्नु खोज्दिनँ के. So when they're crying upset about something, I'm not going to pick up a chocolate, hey, feel better,
Yeah.
because then they don't get to feel.
That's also suppressing.
Yeah, they don't get to feel better. Of course, as a mom, I don't want my children hurt. Of course, I want them to feel better soon. But the only thing I do sometimes is let them cry and not ignore them, be there, but like let them
feel
cry.
it.
Or sometimes even just hug them and let them cry. I think Dia has felt like deeply sad. I don't know Karan ke थियो, तर deeply sad like twice. And त्यो बेला she's asked me to carry her and walk. Okay, I don't know why. The carry her and walk. So I did, okay, I'll just carry her and walk. And then she was crying and crying and crying, and I just carried her and walked. That's all I did. Like, I don't try to interject. So I guess, I don't know if that's teaching in a way, but I want to be supportive of their emotions.
Like your emotions are valid and it has space.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm happy when मेरो छोराले केही पाएन र रिसायो भने, अथवा कुनै गेम खेलिरहेछ जितेन रिसायो भने, I don't try to be like, it's okay, सधैँ जित्नु पर्दैन, अथवा कहिले कहिले हार्छ. It's okay for him to want to win. रिसाउनु पर्छ झन्. Next time you want to win. जतिचोटि रिसायो उतिचोटि then he will understand, no? रिसाएपछि त केही हुँदैन रहेछ. म त पछि त झन् फाल्तु हुने रहेछु. So let me get a hold of my emotions. I don't try to minimize the emotions. It's big. Let it be big. It'll slowly find its way.
So you just said big emotions, and so anger, frustration, fear. So you just let them.
I let them feel it. Yeah, but
Oh.
I let them know that I'm with them in it. I just don't want to like break it in the middle, okay? Whether it's sadness, whether it's hurt, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration. It can be frustrating looking at a frustrated kid, but I sometimes laugh at them like, what a joke. Like, seriously, like, it's okay, you learn, it's okay. I just laugh. So, बच्चाहरूको emotions big हुँदा हामी पनि झन् त्यो हुन्छ नि, we start getting worked up because, oh my God, he's feeling so much of it. Let me try and take it भनेर. And then, I don't know, I think it sort of invalidates their feelings. So I let them have their moment.
Okay. Since we're talking about emotional maturity and emotions and putting your emotions out there, अब दिया त ठुलो भइसक्यो. She's going to be 8 in December, right?
She's going to be 8, yep.
So can you recall a moment when Dia showed like this surprising emotional maturity and you felt like, oh, she's a big girl now. There's a moment that I or can you share one with us when you felt सबभन्दा पहिला firstमा taken back and felt surprised?
So Dia, she was a single child for almost 4.5 years, I know. So very well settled in that role. And when Ravi came along, it also happened alikati abruptly because, not abruptly, tara Ravi janmepachi, me and Dikesh had to be in the hospital for about 2 weeks because of his health complications and stuff. So she was separated from us for a long time. So I think for some time after that, she couldn't get used to not being the priority, which happens, I think, with every first child when the second one is born. So she always had a very big sister instinct. Like you've seen her with Ayanka. Ayanka
Yeah.
loves her, right?
Yeah.
Dia is like very, like any of my kids' friends, like all younger kids, she'll take care of them. She's like very like big sister. But when it comes to Dravi, she's not really like very like doting. Dravi is her fan. Huncha ni diale je bhane, he's like that. But she's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. You're just like there types girls, okay? Because I think it's sort of, it also started off as a coping mechanism for her to kind of ignore that kid. So she was like that most of the time, right? And of course, we do have help around me. Like my mother-in-law's there, Pooja, my nanny, who's always there with us. So all of that. And then when Pooja gets sick, Pooja has health complications. So when she's sick and like in bed, Dia steps it up. She's like, Dravya, ma timro luga feri
Oh,
dinchu."
then she becomes sister also.
She becomes sister, but not because she has to become a big sister when Pooja is not around, but she's protective of Pooja. बुझ्यौ?
Okay.
Not of Dravi. Because she knows अब पूजा बिरामी छ, गाह्रो हुन्छ, उसले
So
गर्नु
मैले
सक्दैन,
गरिदियो भने
मैले
उसलाई
उसको
सजिलो
काम
हुन्छ।
गरिदिनु पर्छ, अथवा मैले I have to step up. Exactly. And then she becomes a big sister. Then she will do everything. But then actually she's not being a big sister. She's actually being his nanny because she's stepping up for Pooja. So this is when I realized that, it's not about just your brother or sister, sibling bond. It's a bond that she has with
Pooja.
Pooja that is so strong that she will step up for that person also when she's in need. So that I think is immense emotional maturity.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I didn't know this. Something new I learned also. अनि एकचोटि मेरो हार्ट कस्तो मुसी बन्यो बिहाको मात्र फेस आइरहेछ के because that little girl.
Yeah. And Dravi is like, oh, Dia is taking care of me. But Dia is actually taking care of Pooja. That's how I see it.
Okay. We've reached a game segment now.
Oh, okay.
To make it a
already.
little fun, okay?
All right.
So the game segment is called When Your Child Tells You. So I'm going to present a few scenarios. And when your child tells you this, I want to know your reaction, how you're going to deal with it.
Okay.
These are things kids will eventually tell their parents in one day. So how would you respond? Number one, Mom, I have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Individual scenarios. For first you answer for Dia and then you answer for Dravi because I feel like sometimes the answers might be different for the two kids also.
I don't know. I'll just be like, I don't think I'm going to give a big reaction. I'll just act like that's no big deal because I don't want to give that much value to that boyfriend or girlfriend in their lives. I'll just be like, okay, whatever.
Are you not going to say, oh, tell me more?
No, I don't think so. I'll just like literally ignore it. I did that to both my younger brother and my younger sister. I knew like,
why would you ignore
I
it?
don't know. I just don't want to accept it. Like Neha and Tyson were dating for the longest time and Dikesh would be like, they're dating, no? And then I would be like, I don't know.
I don't care.
And he's like, why don't you ask your brother? It's like, he'll tell me when he wants to tell me. Like if there's something, I won't be like, ooh, what? Like my sister has a serious boyfriend right now. I haven't even seen his face. Like, I don't know how he looks.
Is this your denial?
Yeah, I think it's denial. Unless it's like very, very sure and they are so sure of it and then it's all over my face, I think I'll eventually love them like I do love Neha,
So
But
then if
I'll
first
just
my
deny
fat
it.
foot khaleको boyfriend, girlfriend आयो भने you won't even know then.
I won't care.
You won't even
म त्यति
show any
value नै
interest.
दिँदिनँ,
Okay.
त्यति importance नै दिँदिनँ. जब they become that valuable to them, that much more valuable to them, then अलिअलि भाउ दिनु पर्ला नि त.
Do you think about those days अहिलेदेखि?
No.
यस्तो दिन आउँछ एक दिन भनेर.
Denial.
I'm sure you do.
I'm in denial. Like Dikesh never asked Dia, do you have a boyfriend or
Dia
whatever?
is
when
8
he
years
was,
old.
Yeah. No, she doesn't. She's a girly girl. She's in that phase where she's like,
No, I'm
girls,
saying
girls,
she's
girls.
8 years old. So अब
Yeah.
9, 10, 11,
No,
12,
but like
13.
बच्चाहरूलाई
आउन
सोध्छ
लागिसक्यो
नि
भन्न
त.
खोजेको.
होइन बच्चाहरूलाई सोध्छ नि त मान्छेले boyfriend girlfriend. I never ask this question, होइन? And then Dikesh asked Dravya the other day, do you have a girlfriend? And he's like, yeah. And he was like so happy about it. And then he told me, Zenisha, Draviले भनेको उसको girlfriend छ. I'm like, and he's like, why are you so mad about it? I was not mad. Like,
I just don't care.
I don't care. Doesn't make any sense. Like, whatever.
Okay, this is a scenario for Dia. If she comes to you and tells you one day, Mom, I think I like girls. How are you gonna?
That'll be interesting. I think it'll be quite normal to me. Like, I think I would be I don't know if this is going to sound weird, but I think I'd be more comfortable with Dia liking girls than Dravi liking.
That was the next question. And then
Boys.
if Dravi likes boys.
Yes, I think I would be more comfortable. I don't know why, suddenly. I think that would be a more comfortable scenario. Then I'd be like, seriously? Like, how can you like men? I understand how like men like women and women like women. Because women, you can fall in love. Like,
Women
look
are
at
beautiful.
women. Exactly.
Yeah.
But like when men have the option to like women, like why would you want to look like a man? Not to piss anybody off.
Okay, just in your...
And you know, I've heard a lot of like I have a lot of gay friends, and it's fine. I've heard a lot of like these reels also where gay men are like, you know how I know I am gay is because I look at women and they're so amazing and blah blah blah, and I still like men. Like seriously. So I think that would probably be my reaction.
Okay, if one day, let's say you tip for both of them, Dia or Dravi just comes up to you and says ki they're around in grade 7, grade 8, and they're going to tell you, I don't want to study anymore because I'm not vibing, but I want to be a content creator, or I want to be, I don't know, artist or a guitar.
No.
How are you going to handle
like
that?
this? No. My parents told me, you can be whatever the hell you want to be. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. We are paying for you and your life till the day you are studying. Whatever you're studying. And study till wherever you want. Masters, double masters. I have a double masters. I kept studying, okay?
Okay.
And then PhD. Whatever you want to do, we will pay for you. But the moment you stop studying, you're out. Like, you're on it by yourself.
You're okay.
Which is fine. I'm sure as a content creator, they could very well, be out of my money or whatever. They could make enough for themselves. But no, education for me is top priority, and I will try as much as possible to be
convince them.
that mom who will be like, you can be a content creator
And still study.
Yeah, exactly. An educated content creator will always be better no matter what. In my head it is. China has passed that law
Yeah.
where you can be a content creator. You need the degree to back it up. You can't just say stuff.
To say stuff about specific things
So
like
whatever.
health and this,
so
that,
whatever.
and law and all
you
that,
need to have studied. See, even they know.
It's going to come to Nepal as
You know
well.
what? If they say I'll take them to China.
Can't do anything
Relocate.
there. You can't
I'll
do
fit
anything.
in. Just be like, no, study. No. I think they will have to study no matter what.
Okay. I've known that you're not a really religious person.
Yeah.
That you respect all religions and you put them in
I
place.
respect cultures.
Yeah. So what if your kids come to you one day and say, I don't believe in like religion or the religion that your family follows. I don't want to do this anymore. How are you going to react to
I'll
that?
be like, welcome to the club.
You do.
Thank God you have a brain. No, I would say you don't have to believe in anything. Like, I don't believe in like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, but I'll go to Disneyland. I'll enjoy it. Why not?
Yeah.
If they're trying to give me an experience, I will enjoy that experience, right? But I think you have to be respectful of cultures because somebody else so deeply believes in it. And that person is important to you. In our case, like the family.
Yeah.
It is, right? So cultures, I enjoy it. I think, whatever they're trying to create with the system of getting people together, whatever you want to do, that's fine. I will do it, but I don't believe in that this murti
Has
is
God inside it.
Bhagwan, and then you chunu parcha, like dhoknu parcha, यसरी भन्नु पर्छ. Truly believe like if there's a God, he made me very, very sensible. Like you हुन्छ नि कोही बच्चाहरु, like since we're on the topic of parenting, when अब हाम्रो generation मा त mostly people have one child or two kids. बट पहिलाको जमानामा 6-7 बच्चा हुँदाखेरि 1-2 बच्चा चाहिँ स्मार्ट टाइपको 2-3 चाहिँ अलिक लद्दु टाइपको हुन्छ नि त एन्ड देन द पेरेन्ट्स डोन्ट केयर अबाउट द स्मार्ट किड्स बिकज दे जस्ट फिल लाइक यसले गरी खाइहाल्छ नि त बट लाइक द विकर किड्स दे पुश मोर सो भगवान्ले मलाई त्यो स्मार्ट किड बनाएर पठायो कि उसले सोचे यसलाई म चाहिँदैन गरी खाइहाल्छ यसले विदाउट द फियर अफ गड अल्सो सी इज गोना बी अ गुड पर्सन सी इज नट गोना बी हर्टिङ पिपल दा सो सी डजन्ट निड टु कम टु माई मन्दिर सन्दिर यसले गरी खान्छ आई एम द्याट चाइल्ड भगवान्ले मलाई अब स्मार्ट किड बनाइसकेछ अनि म किन दुःख दिइराख्नु घरिघरि ए भगवान् मलाई यो देऊ ए भगवान् मलाई त्यो देऊ किन गरिराख्नु उसले मलाई सक्षम बनाएर पठाएको छ आफै गरी खाने भए त आई हेभ टु रेस्पेक्ट गडको क्रिएसन द्याट इज माई थट
Wow, solid. Award-winning answer.
भगवान्ले चुप लाग आइज मन्दिर
Okay, Nepalमा moving out culture छैन नि त. Your kids don't move out when they're a certain age. But अब अहिलेको kids, a lot of Western influence and all. So when your kids turn 16 or 18 bhanau, 16 let's say, make it even more spicy. If Dia comes to you and says, Mom, I'm 16, I want to move out and live on my own.
I think I should be okay with it. I mean, technically, we don't have the moving out culture, but people do go out to study, right? For
yeah.
college and stuff. So that's basically moving out, but you have your parents' money.
Yeah.
Ainda?
Yeah.
Because the parents are still funding their lives. So technically, we do have that. So I think 16 would be a good age for her to go to college. So she is going to be moving out anyways. And if she doesn't want the finances to back it up,
Done
she thinks
better one.
even better. Good for you. Go, girl. And at 16, I think I'll be comfortable with her, making most of her decisions. So I think I'll be fine.
Okay.
My husband will be like, no, please, timi diyasan kura gara.
Please,
Hudaina, aile hudaina.
But I think he'd be okay if Ravi wants to move out when he's 16.
I think maybe, probably he'll be more comfortable with Ravi because Dia is like his little princess. So he would probably have be more guarded with Dia. Probably he'll be okay with Ravi.
But Dia says, please, no.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, what would you do if Dia came and told you this statement? My friend's parent allowed this, why don't you? To a certain thing,
Yes.
whatever, tomorrow.
Yes. I am not that parent. I always say this to her. I am not that parent. Sorry. अब तिम्रो luck भन, good luck भन, bad luck भन. This is the parent you have. I don't care who is doing what. I don't care whose kids are doing what. I care about you. So you also should maybe not care about whose parents are doing what.
And then what if this follows with, you don't ever understand me, and she goes and cries and locks herself in the room?
Yeah, I'll be like, you're absolutely right. I don't understand you. Because that's the truth. I do not understand her. It's okay.
And then you just leave it at that. Let her feel her emotions.
Yeah,
for the
again,
night.
let her cry it out. It's fine. She'll come back when she's hungry. Or
Okay.
so I think.
Well, that's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
Sute उठेर आइहाल्छ नि बुढी बिहान फेरि हैन. Maybe fight about it again.
I mean, I'm not, nobody fights with me. I'm not a fightable person. I agree so fast. Like when you're like, oh my God, you're such a shitty mom. You're right. I agree. Ke भन्ने अनि?
Oh, that's
No, but like shitty, stinky, shitty.
You're going to say yes.
I agree. Who fights with me? Think about it. I don't fight with anyone. I just agree. My parents sometimes tell me, it's just all chico pogo. I'm like, yes. And I go back to sleep.
You don't fight.
No, why to disagree when it is the truth? Like when you tell me something that is the truth, and if the truth is that I truly don't understand that standpoint.
Emotion right now. You don't.
I would agree.
Yeah.
You can't fight with me.
Okay, अब family dynamics मा आएँ है त. When you met me 20 years ago, did you think we'd be here one day?
I think
Like
think,
we'd be married and we'll have kids, and then we'd be so close to each other and in our lives and actually practically be in the same family.
That, of course, I didn't think. No, that, of course, I didn't think. I think ever since I met you, we always had like a very nice, strong bond. So I always felt like you would always be in my life as a friend. But the family part, of course, is a surprise.
How does it feel?
Good to have people in the family that, like sometimes when you are, let's say, just a friend, and then I'm talking about my family members, like it's just like ABCD to you, right? But to you, when I tell you anything about any family member, or even if I talk about Dikesh, you know exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So we can have better conversations
Like that.
way.
Just like I vented with you as soon as you came in. Stuff like that.
Absolutely.
My safe zone.
or the other way around.
Okay, now since we're talking about our family and how it's our one big family, and so I'm going to ask you some fun, quick family questions.
Okay.
What is one thing that we do really well as a family?
I think come together. I think what we do really well, especially हाम्रो generation, भन्दा above generation, is forgive and forget and still come together as a family.
No matter what.
No matter what, who's going through whatever, on the outside, or on the inside, we might do whatever. We have our differences. We'll have XYZ. But to face the world, we are one unit. And I think that is really, really special about this family.
So what is one thing that we don't really do well when we come together?
We don't really do well.
छ त्यस्तो के छैन भने you can say there's probably nothing.
Don't really do well त त्यस्तो साह्रो त के पनि छैन. I guess sometimes we do bitch about each other, like within
Within,
ourselves.
yeah.
Within ourselves. So that's not the greatest thing.
Yeah. But I
but
think
it's
that
okay.
happens everywhere.
No, I mean, I don't see gossiping as something really bad. I think it sort of puts everyone in the same page. You sort of understand who your alliances are and you know what is expected of you. Sometimes when like the two aunties are talking to each other and you feel like, oh, okay, this is actually what they expect or this is what they want, even out of me. For me, I think anything is a learning experience. So I like that also. Like
You
I
learn
think,
from there also.
Yeah, through gossip, I've learned like what my mother-in-law likes or doesn't like and how I can impress her, what things I should stay away from. All of this, and it helps the family overall. So why not?
Okay, can you share one fun moment that usually happens in our family gatherings? That's like the heart of the party, just okay?
I think our dancing and singing.
Singing,
No?
karaoke.
Singing.
So
Yeah, the
definitely.
singing, which I always start, but I never get to continue because once I start, nobody gives me the mic anymore. And they're like, take it off, take it out of her. So yeah, I think the dancing, singing is now sort of become ke bhanne aba?
Part of our
Part
rituals,
of every
everything.
celebration. So yeah.
So हाम्रो family dynamicsमा like मैले यो सबै कुरा गरेको actually भूमिका बाँध्न लाग्यो. You know how we have such a big family and
Diverse.
कतिचोटि भन्छ क्या like मेरो अरू friends and मेरो अब extended family, आयुषको family तिम्रो फ्यामिलीले इन्जोय चाहिँ गर्न जान्छ भनेर भन्छ क्या because that's how we are. जतिखेर नि भेट्न पर्ने and everybody is so vocal about the things
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
like and we all singing and dancing. यस्तो घरमा बच्चा रेज हुँदाखेरि how do you think it impacts that kid?
Okay. So I'll get to that in a bit. Before that, say, last question, अलिकति continuation के होइन मलाई अर्को यो फ्यामिलीमा मनपर्ने is also Bogote Sandeko, okay?
Love.
And then, my first experience with Bogote Sandeko in this family, it was when Digesh was in America and I was here. And I don't think his parents were fully approving of our relationship then. And it was Mother's Day. And he sent त्यो के सामान पठाउनु मिल्छ नि त्यो पहिला ठाउँमा.com के थियो नि त्यस्तोबाट he sent dahi or something. He could have sent it to his mom directly. But then he sent it to me and he was like, you have to go and, you have to give it to her, give it to her. So I was like, okay. Then I went and you know how my mother-in-law was like, awkwardly, what is this girl doing here on Mother's Day types? I went with dahi and she was like, sit down. हामीले भोगटे साँधेको बनाएको खाने हो types. I was like, I ate भोगटे साँधेको, mind blown. I've never had.
First time खाएको हो त्यो?
First time भोगटे साँधेको मैले खाथे त्यो नुन खोर्सानी अलिअलि छिर्की मिर्की गरेर. I don't know मैले के खाइरहेको थिएँ. But
the real Bogota Sandeko.
Yeah, and I was like mind blown. I was like, Digesh, I have to get married into this family. Like, dude, the Bogota Sandeko is like,
I need to get married for that.
So, but what that taught me is that Digesh was from the start. He knew how important his family was to him. So, getting his parents' approval for our relationship was prime. So he would do anything and everything. Like he invited me to his dad's birthday when he was not even here. He was like, she's my guest. She's going to come. And like his parents were, why is she going to come? Like, what are we going to do with her? Like that. So things like that. So I think little actions reminds everybody in the family that everyone is important. Mm-hmm. We might have our differences. We might have our opinions. Like they're a religious family. I don't believe in God quite publicly, openly. Everybody knows about it. Still respected, still will come together. I will still do the puja and I will still do all of that, right? So when kids grow up in families like this, I truly believe that they will be allowed to have a mind of their own. They will be allowed to have a voice of their own and yet know that they are still loved, they are still accepted, and they're still part of the family no matter what they choose or who they choose or where they choose or why they choose the things they choose. So that is the baseline for everything. So family is family for me.
Oh, so nicely said. That's why you're alone guest, I was scared you won't let the other person talk. So I was like, Zenisha त एक्लै बोलाउनु पर्छ अरूको मान्छेलाई बोल्नै दिदैन.
मेरो भगवती साथीको कथा भन्नु छ.
Okay, now fun light questions. Where I'm just going to ask you a few questions about Ravi and Dia. Okay. Who is the more dramatic one among the two of them?
I think Ravi.
He's more dramatic?
Like he's more loud. He's yeah. Dia is very sorted. Okay. She's more like her dad. Ravi is more like me. So you can guess.
Who is the more fun one?
I think again Ravi. I think he's more open to doing new things, trying new things. He loves going out and all. Dia is more like if she likes it, she really likes it. If she doesn't like it, she doesn't want to try.
Oh, so there's no in between.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Whose tantrums are harder to manage as a mom?
I'm okay with managing tantrums. I ignore.
You
I'm like,
I don't care, just bring it on.
Till you're tired, go ahead.
Tell me one thing that Dia does, and then again one thing that Dravi does that instantly melts your heart, like no matter what. This to talk when a signature style.
I think Dia, she has an expression where she just looks at me if I'm like disappointed in her, or if I say something loudly, and then she just looks at me and she gives me this look that tells me I should know how she's feeling, but I don't. And I feel a little guilty, like, am I supposed to be a little more, Mayalu right now? And then she gives me that look, and then I melt right away. Dravi doesn't even have time to process anything. He just starts jumping on me right away. Like, he'll start kissing me, he'll start pulling my nose. So yeah.
And it melt bhayhalyo.
Yeah, melt bhayhalyo.
Okay, अब अलिकति तिमीले you touched base अलिकति about how that one point they बगटे साथीको बेलामा where the parents weren't that accepting about your relationship stuff. So now I'm gonna touch a little bit base on intercaste marriage that तिमीहरूको थियो, because you guys dated for a very long time, broke up, one big breakup once.
You just found out after
Yeah. No, I knew that something was happening.
Yeah,
I didn't know you guys
yeah.
broke up. Okay, I thought it was like a phase and maybe some problem happening, fight side पर्यो होला, but I didn't know you guys broke up. हुन्छ नि. So त्यो अलिकति share गर न. Was it hard, the whole intercaste thing त्यतिखेर? Did it take a lot of convincing, learning each other, trying to convince your parents, their parents? के थियो equation? Just a little bit.
So what had happened initially was Dikesh was always the Gani good boy types, and me being quite loud and out there, and I was already Miss Nepal and super vocal and confident and blah blah blah. And Dikesh's parents knew me much before Dikesh and I met, right? So they already have their thoughts about how I am and whatever. And I think Dikesh, you could attest to it, was probably the Gani type soda, I know, who would listen to everything his parents asked of him, and he still is actually. So when him and I came together, I think for them it was a little bit of a shock.
Yeah.
Because the two personalities are very different, Nita. So that was like a little bit like how I'm Mr. Gyani chora, like of course she's so out there. So that shock, obviously, but it wasn't very difficult. Like so I said, but Dikesh was very on it. So I mean from the get-go we were very serious. For some reason, I don't know why. Like, we were very serious about this. Like, okay, we have to. And then I think a month in or 2 months in, like, एकदम hardcore love परिसकेपछि पनि I told Dikesh because the backlash, no, like the के भन्छ त्यसलाई?
Reaction from the
restriction
family
types, like just no हुँदैन
feel भइरहेको थियो.
हुँदैन भन्ने was more from his family, not mine, right? So I told him, Dikesh, we can like break up. I mean, it's okay because I think like हामीलाई त एकदम भयङ्कर लभ परेको जस्तो लागिरहेको छ 1-2 महिना भयो, but I'm sure it's a phase and it's okay. अहिले त your family is reacting like this. भोलिको दिनमा अब भन्यो अलिक नराम्रो भयो भने त तिम्रो र तिम्रो फ्यामिलीसँग हुन्छ नि त, मेरोसँग त केही लेनदेनै छैन. They were like, it's okay, it's just a casual relationship types. So let's break up. It's fine if you have to. No, I didn't say let's break up. I think I said something along the lines of, even if we have to break up, it's fine. I understand it. It's okay. And then he told me, look, it doesn't matter who says what, right? If there's a problem between you and I, and if we are to break up, I'm more than fine doing it. But I will never break up with you based on what who is saying. And whether that is my mom or my dad, whatever, I won't break up because somebody else is asking me to break up. And even if 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, this doesn't work out and we have to break up because of each other, I'm happier to do that. So, that moment made me feel like sort of he's standing up for me. And I think even for his family, it felt for them like, okay, he's taken his stand and he's not going to do anything about this, right? So in that moment, I felt very like valued, sort of respected. Like, I felt like no matter what happens, 2 months into the relationship, if this guy can stand up for me with his parents, then he will do that for the rest of my life. Right? And I was so right in that. I think that was the thing that really made me shift. And so after a year or something, when my parents figured out that, oh my God, you're totally serious about it, types.
Oh, your parents also said hundena?
Much later, then the whole cultural thing and all of that happened and all of that. So much later, they were like, hey, like, why are you so serious about this, My parents' disappointment was more along the lines that I wasn't pursuing myself. I was giving so much of myself into the relationship and I was sort of, as
derailed
any parents, sort of diluting myself for this. And so very valid reasons from both sides of the family, actually. But then I think it still made me feel that this guy stood up for me and I will stand up for him. So in my head, it was always, if there's a problem between you and I, we will walk away from this relationship, but nobody else. And I think that is the foundation of our marriage even now. No matter what, if it's a problem between you and I, we will discuss it, but anybody else's issue is not our issue. So it just doesn't come to us.
So त्यो हुँदै गयो and then you kept making your point, kept saying no, it's us for life, and then
Ignore.
आखिर गरेरै छाड्यो.
Ignore.
Okay.
Best ignore.
Ignore. So अब यसले ल्याउने निम्त्याउने question is actually the main question, हैन? So अब तिमीहरूको बिहा भयो, it's an intercaste marriage and you guys have beautiful babies. Babies are growing up, intercaste family, they're following both तिम्रो पनि side of the family को culture and traditions and यतापट्टिबाट पनि, हैन? अहिलेको जमानामा पनि I feel like caste and religion is such a big deal. Although we try to say होइन, we've moved on, we're educated, तर छैन नि त. कस्तो मनै च्यात्तिने स्टोरीजहरू आउँछ, like people dying for love because they were different castes, they were killed, यताउति हुन्छ नि. So how important it is for you or us as this generation to raise kids with this awareness जस्तो लाग्छ क्या? You already being a part of an intercaste marriage, तिम्रो बच्चाहरू त त्यही घरमा grow हुन लाग्छ नि त. So कतिको important छ you to consciously educate your kids about this?
See, you can never, of course, you can be aware and you can have open dialogue and you can, do whatever. But you, first and foremost, you need to get your kids to read. Read as much as possible. When they read, their minds open up to different perspectives. I know they see in their heads first, before everything else, the possibilities of what the world has to offer, what is around in the universe, everything. If you are the kind of person who has this brain, you start reading first. Read about endless things. So, कसैले पनि भनेर केही पनि हामीले बुझ्दैनौँ कि जबसम्म हामीले त्यो कुरालाई इन्टर्नलाइज गरेर फिल गर्न सक्दैनौँ नि तबसम्म हामी बुझ्दैन. So when you read, you really fall in love with different characters. You feel their pain, you feel their love, and they are intercaste, and you understand that magical. Then something in your brain opens up, and then it translates to reality. Okay, so really, I think read. It doesn't have to be fact, or anything, fiction also. So read to your kids, you start reading, open your mind up a little bit, and then it will happen naturally. But more than anything, I think the focus should be on inculcating kids with the right values. Values. And make them strong individuals so that no matter what choice they make tomorrow, based on gender, based on religion, based on social class, based on, different countries, cultures, that they as individuals will always uphold their values. So that's what you want, right? Your family to uphold your values, your traditions, your culture, your name, your izzat, all of that you want, So that will always be there. If you are so confident about your parenting that you've raised good kids, you have to be confident about the choices that they make. So if you've raised a phattu, then you will keep doubting. यसलाई त आउँदैन होला, यसले त sure गलत choice गरे होला, यसले दुःख पाउँछ होला, यसको बुढी यस्तो, त्यसको बुढा त्यस्तो. That means you're questioning your own upbringing, Nita, because you've raised some phattu who doesn't have a mind of their own. So be proud of your upbringing. Be so strong. You know that your child, no matter what, will be a good person. Raise them like that. Then you have nothing to worry about.
Good point. Okay, if you had to describe your parenting philosophy in 3 words, what are these 3 words? Please tell me.
Ignore. Dilulu. And what's the third one?
Ignore, dilulu.
Be delusional.
And?
And I think I'm kind. Ignore dilulu. I'm a very, very kind parent. I am very kind to their flaws. I'm very kind to their strengths also. I think kindness is my parenting value. And dilulu, I swear, man, most parents are dilulu. Think about this. We look at our kids' pictures and think they're the cutest kids in the world, right? And we post and oh, my cutest kids. The world is not seeing them as cute as we see them, huh?
That's true.
Honestly, right? So dilulu. Otherwise, how is parenting possible if you're not delusional?
Yeah.
Right. So it's good to be dilulu sometimes.
Okay, अब भोलि पर्सि दिया अनि द्रव्य अलि ठुलो भइसकेपछि, if let's say a random person is asking them, like, what is the favorite thing you like about your mom? What would you hope that answer would be?
I think that my mom's very chill and I'm not embarrassed of her, and
She's not
she can.
cringe.
No, she's not. No, she's cringe, but she's like smart cringe.
Oh, okay.
Like I can take my friends over to my home and then she'll make them laugh and have a good time and not comfortable. She might not cook the yummiest of meals, but she'll sit down there with us and
And she'll
she'll
try.
be in it, and she's cool. I think what I would want to hear them
Aw.
say. Again, that might be me being delulu, but. But yeah, oh my God, this
You
woman,
intimidated
get
her.
out.
What does she think? Oh my god.
Get out of my room right now. But तर म चाहिँ बिचमा.
Okay, one parenting rule you think you'll never break. Such is okay.
That I'll never break. As in, I think I'm against sleepovers. So I'm not comfortable with sleepovers.
Okay.
I think that's something I will not break. Or actually, I also feel very strongly about alcohol and smoking and drinking. I don't know katisama I can push it, but for me, it would be like a no-no for my kids.
Okay. One thing that you think you're still figuring out, although you're already a mom of two, with parenting and how to be a mom.
One thing I'm still figuring out is, I don't know.
How much more delulu I can be.
How much more? No. The thing is, I'm very self-aware. No, so I mean, like even my weaknesses, or even my traumas, or even whatever's wrong with me. Also, I know, Nita. So it's not like I'm figuring them out. I'm working on them, but I'm not figuring out anything. I think I got this.
You got this, and then
I
you're
got this.
learning and growing as it
Yeah.
comes. And
The thing about me is, see, I'm very ready and I accept that, change is possible. So I might feel a certain thing today, and tomorrow somebody changes my mind and I will take a switch. I'll be like, okay, that's fine. Let's
this
do
is
this.
it now.
So I don't feel like, होइन यार मैले त यस्तो भनेछु या त मैले त्यस्तो सोचेँ म त्यसमै अड्केर बसिरहेको छु अनि यत्रो आफ्नो इगो माथि माथि सार्दै होइन मैले भनेको हुनै पर्यो. No. If my kids convince me that this is right, I'll be like,
okay, this
sure,
is right.
you are right. You absolutely convinced me and I can change very easily.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we're almost wrapping up now, but before
Okay.
that, I want to hear some words of wisdom from you, okay?
All this wasn't enough.
Okay, give us 3 quick pieces of advice. Like the first one for new moms. What do you want to tell them?
New moms, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take help. It's okay when people give their 2 cents. They're just trying to help. Everyone's rooting for you. Everyone's supporting you. Do not feel like the world is against you. Your family is not against you. Your hormones are not against you. Your body is not against you. Everything is working in your favor for you to be the best possible
Yeah,
mom.
that you
You
can.
have to listen to 10,000 opinions so that you can find yours, because त्यो 10,000 मात्रै एउटा हुन्छ नि त that you actually believe in. But if you don't hear them, you'll never find out what your thoughts is. Moms these days feel like, oh, nobody should say anything. This, I know it. You don't. You really don't. So it's okay to not know. It's okay to take a seat back, enjoy this period. I know it's not like you're enjoying it, but really relax. It's fine. It'll come to you.
Okay, that was really good. One for moms struggling to stay calm, like you said, like who is like all over the place. This is the moms that are not trying to get it all together.
Yep. We have to understand that we are the safe space for our kids, no matter what. Think about it. When you're a new mom and your baby's crying and you're like, you can't do anything to help the baby, and suddenly your sasu takes the child and one hug, and then the baby's like, and then you're like, but that's because they don't associate with the child like you do. They're more detached emotionally. So what happens as a mom is that when my baby is so agitated and crying and frustrated, I feel all the emotions that child feels, and I become frustrated and anxious and all of that. And so plus is what? Minus or plus?
Plus
Plus is plus.
double
Minus is?
plus. No,
Minus
minus is
okay.
also
Forget that theory. Is
Forget
not going to
this.
work. But what I'm trying to say is, too frustrated one adult,
Energy
one
is
kid
double
is
frustration
not
work.
going to solve anything, right? So first, you have to really understand that if you want to be a safe space for your child, you need to control your emotion first, and that might come at the cost of ignoring your child. That might come at the cost of being like, okay, I am a bad mom. It's all right to be a bad mom sometimes. Okay, I am frustrated. Okay, I don't know everything. And when you realize that, you just sort of calm down. And then you say, let me try. And then when your energy shifts, then you can be a safe space for your child, because you want your child in that positive and happy and warm and cuddly energy. You don't want that child in an anxious energy neither.
Okay.
So get a hold of your emotions. Really, you're a mom, you can do it. We are unicorns. We can do anything, right? So you can do it.
Okay, now last one for moms who feel guilty all the time. I'm sure we've also been there some days.
Yeah.
So for the ones who think we're guilty about everything.
See, I've never felt this. Not never, but I very rarely feel
The mom guilt?
Yes, and when people talk so much about mom guilt, I don't relate in the sense that I feel like if your only thing is to be a mom, then कस्तो भने, that is not the entire truth ni ta, because you are a mom and that might be the most important role in your life, but you are also a wife, you're also a friend, you're also a daughter, you're also a daughter-in-law, you're also a sister, you're also just an individual, you're a professional, you have so many other roles, you know, and your child is going to be proud of you in each role. Your child is not just going to look at you and be like, how is this person as a mom? Right?
Yeah.
It's also how inspiring are you to 10 other people. Like when we look at our husbands, it's not like how he treats me. I look at the way how he treats waiters, how he treats security staff, you know, and also that makes you feel like, oh my God, this guy is a good guy. Exactly. They're looking at us with like this big vision of how awesome my mom is in all of these roles. So in order for you to be a great mom, it's okay for you to be great at other things too, which means it doesn't take away from the fact that you might not be literally a mother for every second of the child's life. Of course, when they're sick, when they need you, when they want you, and most probably you would want to be there.
Yeah.
But if you have to take time off, it's okay. So once you realize that you are still being a great mom by being all these great other things, by being a great doctor, by being a great actress, by being a great every other thing also makes your child equally proud and happy, then there's no guilt. Is how I see it. So when I'm with my children, I'm very present. I am a mom then. I'm not thinking about, hey, yo, to XYZ. I know, maybe I'm thinking about TikTok, but but you know, I'm just saying. So when I'm
But you're giving 100% right there to the kids.
So when I'm working as a professional, that's what I want to focus on, being a great professional there.
Yeah. So it's easily balanced if you
so
want
no
it to be.
guilt.
Okay, I think Ramailo Gaf ko saath saath, we've come to the end of our show today, and I think we explored different topics than we did last time because I wanted it to be different. I wanted to talk about other things.
Fun questions.
So thank you for always agreeing to give me your time whenever I ask for it.
Absolutely.
You've always been that girl in my life.
Absolutely.
My best friend in and outside of camera. Every time I need her.
I thought you were going to say in and outside of family for some reason. I was like, camera, okay, camera, I'll take that.
In and out of family as well, I think. I think we have that comfortable space where I can talk to you about any and like just anyone about the family name.
Absolutely.
And you can just take it without judgment.
Yes,
And I'd do the same for you.
absolutely.
You know that. Okay, Jane Belama, because you have these two beautiful bundle of joys, Ravi and Dia, although Dia doesn't wear diapers anymore, but then I feel
Ravi
like...
also doesn't.
Oh, both of them don't. Okay, so you can pass this gift along. We'd love to give you Nyano gift hampers. So please, Nyano ko basket ल्याइदिनुस्. So we feel like your Nyano ko Nyano pan चाहिँ,
Thank you.
even if Dia Ravi will not use it, somebody needs to use it.
Yeah,
Someone,
absolutely.
yeah, in the circle, because it is actually great. The diapers are really
and
good.
I did use it for Ravi
yeah.
when he was in
So thank you, Z.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming and sharing. I think it's always so delightful to listen to you. त्यसैले you keep doing all these personality development classes. I want to come to one of those one days just to hear you
Absolutely.
speak, because I think you तिम्रो आइडियाजहरू तिम्रो दिमागमा भएको चिजहरू तिमीले एकदम राम्रोसँग भन्छ के इट्स फन टु लिसन टु यु एन्ड देन मैले पनि आई फिल लाइक आई लर्न अ फ्यु थिङ्स or started looking at a few things differently, or my understanding became a little different. So how did you feel coming back to the podcast?
I love talking. गफाडी मान्छे हो हैन, धेरै गफ गरेर पनि होला, म आफै कहिले कहिले बोल्दा पनि त्यो खै धेरै बोलेर होला, धेरै दिमाग घुमाउनु पर्ने, सो धेरै दिमाग घुमाएर होला, I get different perspectives all the time.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
enjoy talking, and more I enjoy talking to you also. I guess you understand what I say. Sometimes when I talk to people, I feel like it just goes and they're like, what is this one talking about? But I'm happy to be with someone who understands, I guess.
So, and I think we had a very different approach to looking at parenting today, and different styles and formulas जुन अहिलेको टाइममा धेरै मान्छेले practice नगरेको होला, but then a different approach of how it can be done. I think it's going to be a very valuable
Yeah, I think sometimes
episode.
people also look at me and think like, you know, it's easy for you to say because, you know, you are in a place
Like that
of
one, yeah.
privilege where you can say stuff like that. But I really think that I got to this place of privilege. Again, privilege, not just monetary.
Not money-wise, just in every
I
aspect.
got to this place because I think like this. Okay, so it's not the other way around. I don't think like this because I'm in this space, but I got here because I've always thought about things very, very differently.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Always
much
a pleasure
for
talking
having
to you.
me.
Thank you, Zenisha, for being here with us again. And like I said in the beginning of the episode, 1 hour with you and कति धेरै चिजहरू unlearn गरेर माइन्डले relearn गरेर र नयाँ level of knowledge हासिल भएको जस्तो feel हुन्छ. मलाई त definitely त्यो feel भयो र I'm sure हाम्रो audience पनि feel भयो होला. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end. अर्को हप्ता फेरि पनि exciting content लिएर हामी आउने नै छौँ. त्यतिखेरसम्मको लागि हामीलाई बिदा दिनुहोस् र न्यानो भएर बस्नुहोस् है त.